won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. I have a very interesting video breakdown for you all connecting Hedera Hashgraph to the Federal Reserve CBDC project, an initiative that they are working on behind the scenes, closed door meetings, closed door connections, and closed door partnerships that they're not going to announce to the general public, piecing bits of the puzzle together for you all. If you are a Hbar holder, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel if you enjoy deep intuitive dives on Hedera Hashgraph like this, alongside of other cryptocurrency projects that we cover on this channel. I do appreciate the love and the support. With that being said, I'm going to read some PDFs for you all today. We're going to go over some interesting websites. I will link everything in the description down below via the PDFs that we cover in today's video breakdown. So that way you guys can go and do your own intuitive research. I highly advise that you do. Don't just take my opinion on the subject matter. Go and draft your own. With that being said, let's start. All right. So we're going to start on Project New Dawn. And again, we're going to correlate everything to the Federal Reserve today and just piece the puzzle together. So Project New Dawn, if you haven't heard about this before, or if you haven't seen any other YouTubers cover this, which I don't think they have, we see working paper, a digital cash infrastructure for all. And this is sponsored by EMTech. Okay. So scrolling down here again, where it mentions some interesting things, we'll just cover the project overview so that way you all know what Project New Dawn is. It is an MTech sponsored initiative spearheaded to drive an inclusive and structured engagement with congressional industry stakeholders from various fields and backgrounds to ultimately present framework and reference implementation of a digital cash infrastructure that addresses the pain points of the cash-based population, including unbanked individuals and merchants in the US. MTech sponsored is extremely important, that statement right there. And we have two highlights right here just to talk about the vision: create a digital cash infrastructure that is accessible to everyone to enable economic growth for over 60 million Americans underserved by the current banking system, and to increase speed, convenience, and ubiquity of electronic payments for the general population. The second key highlight is the mission to present a framework and reference implementation of a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, as a digital form of cash accessible to everyone. Okay. Now, something that I found interesting that I highlighted here down at the bottom, which was also highlighted in blue, is that it says it is important to note that we anticipate that in the future, the issuance of the US dollar as a CBDC will most likely be issued or used in various networks as the US dollar is today via the banking system. If properly designed, it would have a democratizing and inclusive effect on banking. So it says literally right here that if a CBDC is to be implemented, they're going to use various networks. In my personal opinion, that is because if one network does so happen to go down and they're building the CBDC and utilizing it on multiple networks, then they have backup just in case. And we see right here that the US dollar is today via the current banking system used and run on various networks. Okay. So that's just something to pay attention to, is that in my personal opinion, they're not just going to pick like Ripple's XRPL or Hedera Hashgraph to run a CBDC on. They're going to use multiple networks at a time. Okay. So with that being said, scrolling down here to where it mentions Hedera interoperability, gateway nodes or services could allow any financial institution to connect to the digital cash blockchain and utilize its infrastructure as cash becomes deposits and vice versa. The digital cash blockchain can be integrated with existing systems and does not require major retooling of the current banking system. Further, working with the Hedera Hashgraph network, we will develop further understanding of how to use interoperability to provide trust in the private CBDC network. So it mentions right here that they're going to be working with Hedera Hashgraph on a private CBDC network, right? So coming over here to correlate all of this with MTech, we see right here, projectnewdawn.info. This is their website. Again, I will link this in the description down below. How is this correlated with the Federal Reserve? Again, closed door partnerships, people that used to work at the Federal Reserve that are now working on Project New Dawn, which has correlation and connections with Hedera Hashgraph. They're not going to go out and announce this publicly. You guys have to piece the puzzle together, read the fine print, and see the connections yourselves. So this is the Project New Dawn website. It says digital cash infrastructure for all. Our hypothesis, a digital cash infrastructure built with central bank digital currencies can directly fill the inclusion gap left by the current banking system. Now, this is where it gets important. Advisors, we see Carmela Cadet. This is going to be important because we're going to read a statement from her later on in today's video. But we see right here, she is the CEO of MTech and was a former IBM representative. We already know, coming over here, again, the connections go deep, that on the Hedera Governing Council, we see right here, IBM is listed right there as one of the council members. So that's interesting to say the least, okay? And we see right here, Diana R. Maurice, this is important. She was a former Federal Reserve representative. Right here, it says it, okay? Boom. And now she is an advisor at MTech, okay? Now, again, why is MTech important? We see another chief technology officer at MTech coming over here. We already know that MTech is doing business with Hedera Hashgraph. So this right here reads this article, an award-winning software company modernizing central bank infrastructure for financial inclusion and resilience with blockchain-based platforms and Hedera Hashgraph, provider of the most used sustainable enterprise-grade public network for the decentralized economy, announced today a partnership to develop an enterprise-grade, highly performant, and highly secure and energy-efficient CBDC, central bank digital currency infrastructure product. The joint effort will bring together MTech's Ethereum-based CBDC core solution and Hedera's public ledger, targeting a faster, more secure alternative to legacy blockchain consensus mechanisms. Blockchain technologies, there's some big words in these paragraphs. Blockchain technology and the mechanisms of distributed ledgers are a new and important, especially for emerging markets. In developing a cash-like central bank digital currency, we know scalability, resilience, and performance are expected, said MTech CEO and co-founder Carmela Cadet. This partnership brings both companies and unique capabilities together to design modern financial market infrastructures that deliver on those key principles. CBDCs is more important than a software application. It is an infrastructure, and we want to get it right. So we see right here them announcing, again, a partnership with MTech to build a CBDC core solution using Hedera's public ledger technology, okay? With that being said, to correlate that with the Federal Reserve, coming over here, some more statements and things that I found on the Federal Reserve website. So if you go to the federalreserve.gov website and you type in Hedera in their advanced search, this is some of the PDFs that you get, okay? So if we just search again, Command F, Hedera Hashgraph, it says right here, how might domestic and cross-border digital payments evolve in the absence of a US CBDC? Using RippleNet, the XRP ledger, or stablecoin built on the XRP ledger, alternatively, using Hashgraph technology from Hedera Hashgraph. Look at this word, alternatively, okay? If we go back to the Project New Dawn PDF, remember I read that one part to you guys highlighted in blue on the Project New Dawn PDF coming up here. It says right here, the issuance of the US dollar as a CBDC will most likely be issued or used in various networks. Well, right here, this is a PDF directly from the federalreserve.gov website. If you search Hedera Hashgraph, it says right here, the XRP ledger or a stablecoin built on the XRP ledger, alternatively using Hedera Hashgraph's technology. All right, moving on. So coming over here, ladies and gentlemen, this is another interesting document just to correlate Mrs. Carmel Cadet. I told you guys later on that this is going to be important. So this is a financialservices.house.gov PDF. And you guys, if you don't know who the Financial Services Committee are, you guys can go ahead and check them out. The full committee. The committee oversees all components of the nation's housing and financial services sectors, including banking, insurance, real estate, public and assisted housing, and securities. The committee continually reviews the laws and programs relating to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Federal Reserve Bank. So here's another Federal Reserve connection, the Federal Reserve Deposit Insurance Corporation, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and internal development and finance agencies such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The committee also ensures enforcement of housing and consumer protection laws such as the U.S. Housing Act, the Truth Lending Act, and blah, 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 blah. So we see some major connections here. The Federal Reserve Bank, okay, we see the International Monetary Fund, we see the World Bank, and who's speaking, okay, in front of this committee, ladies and gentlemen? Well, check this out. Mrs. Carmela Cadet, I hope that I'm pronouncing her name right, the founder and the CEO of MTech, okay? Traditional electronic payment systems are electronic representations of fiat currency and require a network of financial intermediaries who maintain accurate ledgers. And we saw them mention Hedera Hashgraph and the XRP ledger in a previous document on the Federal Reserve website. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up. We also saw the connection via the Federal Reserve advisor right here that previously worked at the Federal Reserve and is now working at MTech. And now we see Carmela Cadet, the founder and CEO of MTech, giving an open statement to the Committee on Financial Services. So what did Carmela Cadet say to the Financial Services Committee? You come over here, all right? And this is her open statement. Again, you guys can search up MTech to see where her statement is at. And it says right here, Cadet Carmela, founder and CEO of MTech. She is a witness and she has a statement here for the Financial Services Committee, all right? So to correlate all this, again, now just to read the statement that she said, it says right here, Mrs. Carmel Cadet, the founder and CEO of MTech, which provides solutions for central bank currencies around the world. Ms. Cadet is an expert in how technology can be used to increase financial inclusion. Here's the statement from the CEO of MTech. And again, remember the correlation, MTech is doing business with Hedera Hashgraph to create CBDC core solutions using Hedera's public ledger, right? So just to solidify what's going on behind the scenes, Mrs. Cadet, Chairman Lynch, Chair Waters, Ranking Member of McHenry, Ranking Member Davidson. She's announcing all the ranking members and esteemed members of the task force. Thank you for this opportunity to testify, to respond to your questions on how digitizing the dollar can address financial inclusion. My name is Carmel Cadet. I am the founder and CEO of MTech, a US-based financial technology company helping central banks modernize with technologies like blockchain, cloud computing, and data analytics in order to close inclusion gaps. It is my pleasure to talk to you today about how central bank digital currencies, specifically a digital version of the paper cash that we know today, can be used for financial inclusion by design. This is massive, ladies and gentlemen. So the CEO of MTech, who is correlated with Hedera Hashgraph, is giving a speech or testifying right to the Financial Services Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can see how the Financial Services Committee is directly correlated to the Federal Reserve Bank, the IMF, the World Bank. It is all correlated. And we see right here, again, who's working at MTech. Coming over here, we see right here, formal Federal Reserve. They're not going to announce this stuff to the general public, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this correlation, if you like this connection, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, if you're a holder of Hbar, I have a lot more interesting Hbar videos coming out for you all. Blessings to you all. Be cognizant, be aware, do your own personal research. And as always, I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say